Good morning. It's the 2nd of July 2012. July already. And we're in for a short right as the market opens. Got some strong down indicators here. 610 coming from above. Not quite as strong on 987. And haven't. Here we're going to create a BB here real quick. Okay, so we got some pretty nice downward indicators. Of course, that doesn't mean price will move down, but we're in right off the bat and looking for a short. Our target should be down here near this major fib. Okay, and I'm not enjoying how this is stalling out here, so I think we're going to get out with a small profit.
Target filled.
And we'll see how it goes, and we'll wait for the next setup. Okay, we've come up to the major fib area here, and we're looking for a possible pivot. So if we get some confirmation on our MACD BB lines as well as bar action, we'll be looking for a short. The move up could be fairly strong. We're getting some here's a BB from underneath. If this one was on the line, if this one prints above the Bollinger Band, could have more up. So we'll want to watch that carefully. That's coming up right now. Okay, it printed above the Bollinger Band. It could bounce off the top Bollinger Band. So with these narrow bands, we want to watch ourselves. Okay, here's a pretty nice dual bar. Not quite. Still got a little bit too much upward pressure to go for this. This and that may be a mistake. We've got the 10K sitting right on the upper Bollinger Band. That's not a good indicator of a short, but of course he's a big chart. We've really stalled out in this area, and our volumes have come down also, so we could have a bounce off of this upper Bollinger Band coming down on the 610. This could easily be a bear flag. Same here. This guy seems to say more up. So we've got a mixed bag. Got some big news apparently coming out at 9. 233 change down. Okay, now we got some short action, but could be a head fake. Here the 610 Bollinger Bands are almost flat, so that's telling us we're not going anywhere in the short term. Could be wrong. Kind of flat here, mostly flat here. Yeah, not a lot of indication of direction or strength. The report coming out in a 7 minutes is the Institute of Supply Management. It's an important indicator. Change down. Change down. Okay, now we've seen some further move down, but we don't want to 1597 change down. Get in unless we see a okay. Here's one that came under the rail, so I think we're ready for a short here, but it's so close to that news. We do have a pattern here. If we get past this point, should have a short run. I don't think it's worth it. This scale is too small. Here's that little run you could count on when you got this pattern price coming down. If it breaks this previous low, then you know it's going to go a short distance. This is the point at which you feel like you're left out, that you should have taken this trade, and that's something that we have to learn to, that's an emotion we have to learn to live with. Okay, prices jumped down to the deeps here on some quick bars on that news. Of course, it could come back up just as easily. Okay, we're coming up to the low of the day. Okay, the PMI, the index, the ISM index was down. Been a nice trade from up here, huh? It's hard to get that out of my mind. But that's history now. Okay, we have some good upward pivot indicators firing on the 440. Over here we have a nice turnaround. Let's see what happens on this 610. It's going to form right now. Okay, we're in for a long. Feels like we're late, but go with our indicator. Target should be, let's try a fib here, find out. Okay, the trade's going against me. That was a counter trade that I took with trends down. And this is not a good indicator right here, a BP on the 10K that came up from above. So, should probably get out of this. Okay, we're deep into this taking heat, and we do have a possibility for a foot forming here on 610.
Stop fill.
Well, took me out. Okay, we could have a long coming up here. 610 has a nice bulge underneath. What's not good is these Bollinger Bands coming together in a pinch like that. I also have 987 that could be coming from underneath. Still got some separation, although 1597 is coming to the rail. Separation here. This looks like more down. So let's see if might find what I call a mid-band push here. Let's see if that happens. Got kind of a foot forming here. 233. That could be a indicator for a short. So we got a mixed bag. That means we'll stay out. Okay, I'm in a long, and based on the 1597 with a sharp up from below, got a nice move here. Some separation on 4181. This guy could come up, but he's we also have some separation on 610 that's a little troubling, so we want to watch ourselves. We'll take a pause. Okay, we're making a little progress. Got up to this short range fib area. Could get hung up there. Be nicer to get up to this longer range area. Got the 987 coming up to resistance. We'll see if we can get through. Got some fair possibilities here with the 1597. Could be a bear flag, but looks like he's going to come up at least to the center line. Still have good separation here, and we've seen many times where a big chart can roll over and come back up. It's not too comforting that it came from above like that. You're right in this zone right here. And if this turns out to be the pivot, wouldn't that be ironic? But I'm hoping that he'll go through there. Wow, one thing I didn't notice is these low volumes down here. That's not too cool. Okay, we're making some progress after this huge period of chop and gradual down. We finally got back to break even and then a little more. I think we're going to get up to this target here. Okay, we had a double top here. We're coming back up to it. Let's see if we can punch through that. Could have a foot forming on this 1597. If that happens, it'll be a good omen of getting to a target. Okay, we're making some progress. We had the PP print above the lower Bollinger Band on 1597. Now we're at the top of the Keltner. We're also at a kind of a double pinch point here on the 1597, top of the Bollinger plus the center line area. It doesn't have to be right on the center line. Even if it's just in the area, you can get resistance that way. Here's a 2-bar reversal. Don't like that. Don't want to see a head and shoulders form here. coming up to all kinds of resistance here. Let's see if we can plow through it. This resistance level in here is also supported by previous days. It's just could be tough to get through. We did break through this top. Okay, now we're popping up a little, showing a little life. Volume is pretty low. Well, it was very decent and then moved low. Okay, I left my last trade run, stepped away, and sure enough, price came up right to where I thought it would, plus 5 ticks more, and then came down. It's going back up there. But that just goes to show you how lightly I take sim trading, and because of a piece I read today, I'm not going to do that anymore. Or at least if I do something this silly, and maybe it's not silly, but I think it is, that is leave a trade, go away for an hour or so, come back. I'll admit it to everybody, and maybe I'll get some feedback on whether it's foolish, overconfident, or
1597 change up.
Not a bad thing to do when you're in chop. But I think it's foolish. Okay, so that was my last trade. It went for my full 2.5 point ATM setting on target. Okay, let's review the other trades. My first trade, right at the opening, which is not necessarily wise for me, was a short. It felt like I got in real late, but my indicators jumped down, including that 1597 from above. Made it too tempting. Things started going sideways, choppy, and ended up getting out with just a small gain, and of course then it went another, almost a point. Here's the one that I'm not happy with. Came up to the deeps. I identified the deeps within the short range, the deeps for the high and low of the day. Had a pretty nice bar up and down, 2-bar reversal formation there, and on top of that I had on that 1597, you can see right down here where the BB jumped below the line. That combined with the 2 pains to the left, the 610 and the 987, was definitely a time to enter for short, and I didn't. And look at the nice run that made. Then I had to deal with feeling left out, and got into this long on the 610 coming up, but it was coming up so weak. Ended up with a pretty large stop out there. I had given it plenty of room. Not enough room though, because he did come up, but yeah, that wasn't a good entry because didn't get much confirmation from the other guys that would work. See that 987 was coming right to the rail. Okay, so then I took this final trade, which was the long, and I left it, and it won, but maybe it's better Would have been better if I would have lost. I don't think I want to learn that lesson. In any case, let's see how I did for the day. Profit of a point, and I'm happy with that, considering what it could have been. But if I had gotten into that second trade right here, things would have been quite a bit different, as that thing ran about 5 points. Best of trading to you, and we'll see you tomorrow.